deployment.
Well, Cruzz was victorious in game 1. Pretty impressive play with his conscripts. Just a really solid conscript opening against OMGPOP. Wiped so many squads in the early game. OMGPOP made a few little micro mistakes and just completely lost control of the game before we could even really see either of their strategies evolve. No real doctrinal units selected. Nothing really. The game didn't get that far. Just good old-fashioned usage of cover and tactics by infantry in the early game. And Cruzz just was the superior player and wins game 1. For game 2, we have, of course, switched factions, and OMGPOP is now playing as U.S. forces against Cruzz's Ostheer.
Got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
Cruzz has fielded Blitzkrieg, Lightning War, and Mobile Defense. Kind of an interesting loadout. I'm expecting to see Lightning War, but I'm also kind of hoping to see some sniper usage from Cruzz, since the sniper has been improved, although on this map he may struggle to make the sniper work. And of course, it's always fun to see the scout car used. We've seen lots of scout car usage from OMGPOP, so we've definitely got a healthy dose of the scout car buff this tournament. The sniper, not so much. I'd like to see it a little bit more, since I think only Red Wings has fielded it in this tournament. Cruzz going with a 3 Grenadier opening for now, starting to take control of territories in the north. OMGPOP taking control of the fuel, victory points, and munitions points here in the south, while Riflemen move to take control of this strategic point here.
Area's ours.
It's pretty quiet. This map tends to have a very quiet opening.
That's it. Point's ours. Listen up. Here's the deal.
First engagement looks like it's going to be between Pios and rear echelons over here on the left side, with Riflemen available to support. Grenadiers sitting here in the building, and Cruzz is being very mindful of this building, wants to maintain control of it. We saw what a huge impact it had last game when Cruzz was able to secure this building away from his opponent. He's not going to let that be done to him in return. Gonna secure control of that building there in the north. Pios will lose this engagement and be forced to retreat, and Cruzz is going to secure this building as well, while his Grenadiers slowly make their way towards the fuel to try and capture that.
Are seizing a sector.
And a sniper is in production from Cruzz. There it is. So we're probably going to see that sniper used to good effect against U.S. forces. It's already quite strong against U.S. forces who have no counter sniper and who do not have the M3. Have to wait a little bit longer for the M20 to hit the field. OMGPOP has gone Rifle Company, fielded this elite squad of riflemen here in the church. And Cruzz is content to sit on a very small amount of territory here. He just wants the 1 fuel point, 1 munitions point. Doesn't feel comfortable with that engagement, apparently. Saw the Rifleman, decided to disengage, even though he would have had superior cover. Still didn't like it. He waited for these Pios to arrive. Should be able to win an engagement against that lone rifle squad there. And OMGPOP just stalling on his hugely superior territory right now. There it is. He was waiting for a flamethrower upgrade. Flamethrower moves into medium range. Grenadiers supporting at long range. Riflemen are standing in red cover and will definitely lose that engagement. And the elite rifleman here not going to make a play for the center VP. Standing behind vision blockers, and the sniper is on the field and is going to start hunting down infantry squads at range. A lieutenant has been fielded though, and the M20 is already pretty much done. So even though the sniper has not fired a single shot, there it is, first shot against those riflemen. M20 has already been selected, and that's going to be a very powerful anti-sniper weapon. As for Cruzz's defenses against the M20, Battle Phase 1 is in production right now, and when that completes, he will of course be able to get an anti-tank gun. And the sniper retreats immediately upon hearing the M20 coming through the fog of war. Grenadiers will retreat as well.
Headquarters has been improved.
Battle Phase 1 has completed and Tier 2 structure
Forces are securing our territory.
is on its way. M20 looks like it might dive. Nope, not going to dive. Pulling away from the retreating Grenadiers there and moving to try and secure more map control, push a few more squads off the map. Riflemen are making a play straight for the cutoff. One model has been sniped by the sniper, take a little bit of damage from the Grenadiers on the approach, but they get there without any further losses. Panzerfaust connects with the M20 right there. A lot of riflemen and rear echelons moving up to apply pressure to the Grenadiers inside this building with M20 support. Sniper is firing on the riflemen from over here. M20 with its damaged engine will not be able to hunt and kill that sniper nearly as easily. Sniper dealing heavy damage. Grenadiers drop another model, going with a second Panzerfaust, bringing the M20 quite low. But he does not have the munitions currently for a third Panzerfaust to destroy it completely. That M20 is in a bit of danger. Once he gets to 30 munitions, it's pretty much dead if it doesn't get out of there somehow, but OMGPOP has completely taken control of the map here. And he retreats. Why didn't he Faust? I don't know. Because he has another squad moving up to finish the job. Didn't want to lose that squad. Probably made the right call there. Preserves that Grenadier squad barely, and the M20 is destroyed. OMGPOP pretty much just letting it die while his AA half-track is in production. M20 just stalling for time and draining his opponent's munitions, with Cruzz completely exhausted of munitions and map control. That AA half-track will represent an extremely serious threat, but Tier 2 structure has completed, and once he gets that anti-tank gun out, we'll have a slightly more powerful weapon to push to engage. Minesweeper squad here is going to get harassed away by the 2-2-1. Sniper continuing to bleed these infantries up to 5 kills, respectable. That squad will be forced to retreat as a result. Lieutenant's trying to move into close range on that sniper with flamethrower support. The Lieutenant does take a little damage on approach, but the AA half-track is a more serious concern. Cruzz trying to keep his scout car in front of the half-track so that it doesn't get nailed by the autocannon. And he is not upgrading with a 222 upgrade right now, it's just a plain scout car. Cruzz needs to try and find a way to get that thing to safety. There are no M16 anti-tank mines on the field that I'm aware of. I wasn't paying close enough attention to that M20's full lifespan. But regardless, Rifleman and Lieutenant are more than enough to win the engagement there in the north. And Cruzz is pushed completely off the map once again. So he's doing pretty well for engagements, he just needs to get map control back. Really needs to get map control back. Or the engagements are just going to get harder and harder and harder.
The enemy is taking our territory. The enemy has clipped a wedge in our
Anti-tank gun is on the field. Gets one shot off. Not sure it's going to get clear in time. Does not get clear. Or maybe, I don't... What does main gun destroyed do? It was still firing. Well, whatever. It gets destroyed by small arms fire after the second AT gunshot connects. AA half-track is destroyed. Cruzz continues to engage extremely well. Although he does get way too close to those riflemen with his scout car and immediately loses it. That was kind of a strange mistake to make after that big win against the AA half-track. He's now triple capped, needs to get some territory back under his control, but as far as I know, has not lost any full infantry squads, just that scout car. Oh, but the sniper is dead. The sniper has died, so that, I guess, is actually even worse than losing a full squad of Grenadiers. So Cruzz is in a bit of trouble here, having lost a sniper during that engagement. Doesn't have that strong weapon against his opponent's rifles.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is ours.
Grenadiers are making their way out of the base, trying to get some territory back under control there in the north. Cruzz burns this house to the ground with his flamethrowers. Meanwhile, Pop has upgraded all of his riflemen with flamethrowers. Defending there in the center for now. Squad of Grenadiers making its way towards the south. Victory point to stop the clock. Try and end that triple cap.
Team is is ready for action.
Cruzz is going to field himself an MG42 team now. Squad is forced to retreat. And Cruzz still has not selected a doctrine. 10 minutes into the game, no doctrine selection.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Ooh. Really nice MG34 burst right there. Suppresses all three of those squads.
We are losing a sector.
And a bunker is going to go up here in the base. Lieutenant there in the south trying to get that victory point back under control. OMGPOP still has Cruzz pinned in his base pretty bad. Can't seem to get towards the center because of these two rifle squads. Not experiencing much success taking control of the cutoff and fuel here in the north either. As far as tech, has built himself a medic station. Doesn't have a lot of manpower to spare, but tier 2's already constructed. He's got 67 fuel in the bank, which is nothing. Nowhere near being able to afford a tier 3 unit. Nowhere near being able to afford any form of call-in like a Tiger. And I think we're looking at a squad wipe here as well. Overextended Grenadier squad. Overstayed its welcome. We'll get gunned down by flamethrowers on the retreat. So now Cruzz has lost a sniper, a scout car, and a full Grenadier squad, and the manpower game's pretty much been equalized, and the fuel game is, of course, hugely in OMGPOP's favor.
The territory is out of contact. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Use cover! Get yourself out of that fire zone!
Sherman sitting here in the center, flamethrower squad there, taking a bunch of damage from these riflemen. Rifle grenade gets dodged, nice dodge there by OMGPOP. Flamethrower gets a nice burst on that flamethrower squad though. Looks like they're gonna get away, barely. Didn't quite get that last lucky flame crit on those riflemen. Sherman's just sitting here defending the center. Light harassment attempt there in the south by these grenadiers.
We are losing a sector.
Those pioneers going to be forced to retreat. Full squad of Pyos wiped. Cruzz falling rapidly behind here. Flamethrower Pyos just got wiped. I don't even know if those grenadiers are going to get out of here alive. Nope.
We are losing Soldaten.
It is a rough day for the Axis on Kolodny Ferma Summer. So many squads gunned down on retreat.
Has driven a wedge in our lines.
These two riflemen making their way to the front lines to try and take out
Grenadier squad.
strategic point. Cruzz is going to try and slow down the clock a little bit here in the south, making a play for that with those grenadiers.
Tanks now have defensive smoke capabilities. Infantry rested and ready to advance rapidly. Reconnaissance flight set. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Grenadier squad's gonna get wiped on retreat again. Those lone harassment squads stand no chance of surviving their retreat path through all those flamethrowers and high explosive Sherman rounds, and there it is, that's the game. Okay. Stomp after stomp, but this time it's gone both ways. After a short break, we are going to be jumping into Game 3. 2 minutes of observer delay, and we are going to jump into game 3. It is again U.S. forces for OMGPOP here. Cruzz has picked over Commando West though, so it's going to be a slightly different matchup. Minute and a half, we will get it started.
Steady up, fellas. I got orders.
Veteran know-how will help us to better prepare our infantry.